Hey guys, it's Danny, and today I am sharing a recipe for golden bell pepper soup straight from the Eating Clean cookbook. This is the 21-day plan to detox, fight inflammation, and reset your body. And it is written by Amy Valpone. She's the founder of thehealthyapple.com. She is a friend of mine who I really admire because she basically had tons of different ailments starting in her early 20s, everything from adrenal fatigue to Lyme disease. And she sought after traditional medical help for many years. She didn't have any success, and she eventually took her health into her own hands. She did her own research. She found integrative and functional doctors that instead of just trying to fix the problem, really get to the root cause of the problem. And long story short, she healed her body. And this book is her story, and it's all of the tools and the processes she learned along the way. And of course, it is full of clean and delicious recipes. So I chose the bell pepper soup because I thought it'd be a good recipe to kind of ease us out of winter, but it's also light and fresh enough to make in the spring and summer as well. So here's what you're gonna do. Dice one small onion, one celery stalk, peel and dice 2 medium carrots. Then you wanna chop up 8 bell peppers. Now you could do a combination of orange, yellow, and red, or any one of those peppers, but you're gonna need 8 of them. Now I have found that the easiest way to chop a pepper is to stand it up, slice one whole side off, then lay it on its side and continue to slice off each pepper cheek. Trim off the bottom, and you've got your seeds and the core left over, and all the pepper that you can use is ready to go. Then just slice it up and chop them until you are done with your peppers. And finally, I'm going to peel and chop 1 sweet potato. The sweet potato is gonna help to keep the soup really thick and creamy without needing to add any butter or dairy. Once I've got all my veggies chopped and ready to go, the heavy lifting is done. This soup comes together super easily. I'm gonna bring it over to the stove and show you guys how to cook it up. So I've got a nice big pot on the stove. I'm gonna get this heating over a medium heat. And then into the pot goes a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Now once that oil heats up, which is gonna happen very quickly, I'm gonna add in my onions, celery, carrots, then I'll give it a pinch of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and I'm just gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes or so, or until those veggies are tender. Once the veggies have arrived, I'm adding in my bell peppers. Give that a stir, and I'm gonna let this go for another 5, 6, 7 minutes, or until my peppers are beginning to become nice and soft. Then it's ready for my sweet potato and 4 cups of low sodium chicken broth. I'll season that with a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper, and then I'm gonna turn the heat up to high and let everything come to a boil. Then I'm gonna lower my heat so everything comes to a simmer and toss in 1 tablespoon of finely diced marjoram. Then I'll pop the lid on, and I'm gonna let this go another 20 minutes or so until all of the veggies are soft and tender, and then we are ready for the next step. Now, if you're not familiar with marjoram, it is a fresh herb. It's very similar to oregano, except I would say marjoram is a little bit sweeter, more floral, and the oregano is a little spicier. But if you didn't have the marjoram, you could easily sub in oregano for this recipe. And if you don't have fresh, then just cut that tablespoon back to a teaspoon and use dried. Once my veggies have softened and are fork tender, I'm gonna shut off the heat, let the soup cool down a bit, and then I will transfer this, working in batches, into my blender and blend until it's rich and creamy and velvety. And if the soup at all seems too thick, you can always just add a little bit water as needed to thin it out. This soup is rich, it's creamy, it's super fresh. It's like eating a garden in a bowl. And if you wanted to take this soup and turn it into a main meal, you could pair it with a beautiful kale salad and call it a delicious day. Now, if you guys want to print this recipe, head on over to cleananddelicious.com. And if you're at all interested in checking out the cookbook, I will leave a link down in the description box for that as well. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And if you guys want a little bit of inspiration throughout your week when we're not here on YouTube, make sure to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Danny Spies, and I'll see you back here soon with some more clean and deliciousness. I'm gonna add in a tablespoon of fresh chopped marjoram. Marjoram? Marjoram. Marjoram. Pronounce marjoram.
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 Marjoram.